Ciolino is a retired homicide investigator. Paul, what do you make about this quick dispatch of these two vehicles, SWAT and bomb, along with the command post people? At the same time, the Bitcoin activity popped up in this account.
Well, somebody's going to jail tonight or tomorrow at the latest, and I would not want to be the last person that was with Mrs. Guthrie when she disappeared. I'll tell you that. They're not in Annie's neighborhood because they don't suspect her husband of some involvement. That's why they're there. And listen, I would imagine defense lawyers are being rounded up right now. He's got a big problem because you don't spend that much time and energy unless you have direct knowledge. And they've got some kind of electronic knowledge, and I think that's what they're following up on. But someone's going to get locked up tonight or tomorrow. I'd bet money on it.
Yeah, so it seems like they've been cooperating with law enforcement, and they were the last people to be seen with the mom. Nothing indicates they're involved with it so far, but the intense scrutiny of the house and the neighborhood makes a lot of people suspicious. When you're looking at the ringtone video, what jumps out at you first? The gloves at first, for me, just seemed like a very weird thing to wear, because if you want to go in, you want to remain nimble, and these look like very bulky gloves.
Hey, Jesse, this is Ask Clown School 101 happening right before your eyes. This is so poorly thought out and executed. I'm not surprised that there wasn't some violence happening that night. I mean, I think Mrs. Guthrie may have recognized or understood who was at her door that night. And
What makes you think
that's
that?
a big problem for her.
What makes you think that?
I'm going to tell you something. I really believe there's two people involved in this. The guy who grabbed her and the guy who set it up. And there's going to be money involved at some point. Somebody thinks they're going to get paid for doing this. And I'm not sure, looking at this guy, that he's got the brain power to set up a complicated Bitcoin ransom. I'd be shocked. So someone who's very familiar with Mrs. Guthrie, the home, has set this whole thing up. This guy may have been spending a lot of time there as a subcontractor, an employee of a contractor. Someone who was familiar with that layout did this. This guy was, as everyone has said, that's looked at this thing, he was not the least bit shook about being there at that time of night. Yeah. And that gun is anyone who's had more than 8 hours of range time is not going to wear a gun like that.
Right. They call it a Mexican carry. I've never heard of that before. What would be the tactical advantage of carrying it like that? I can't even imagine. I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
There is no tactical advantage.
Right.
No.
Okay. All right, listen, he might have been the muscle. There might have been some brains behind this, someone with some intel, and it looks like that could end tonight, possibly, and hopefully it ends swiftly.
Well, if the brains hired this guy, they're not too brainy.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that.
When they grab this guy, Jesse, this guy will fold like a tent in a snowstorm. All right? Whoever this guy is, and they probably got a phone number or a ticked off ex-girlfriend's banging the phone off the hook at the FBI. They got a name, and I think they know who they're going after. And when they grab this guy, it's going to take about 10 minutes of him going, well, yeah, this is who I was involved with.
You think just watching this video, if you knew this guy and you saw his eyes, you saw his lips, you could say, I know this guy, and call it in just by this footage here?
I promise you, there's some ticked off ex-girlfriend out there, wife, child even, relative who doesn't like this guy, thinks she knows who it is, and picked up the phone and dropped a dime on him. Well, they've got a name.
Well, then that person's $50,000 richer. And thank goodness.
Well, maybe not.
Well, we'll see how it shakes out. Thank you so much for coming on. Look forward to speaking to you in the future.